put everything in green dealt with money or blessing or something? Huh?
Yeah.
So what's
I'm not sure about all of them.
there's no yellow in here at all, so
No, sir.
did you just pick the green is money?
Yes.
That's all you did?
Or blessing.
Okay, so I'm gonna, in 1 minute, I'm gonna start the music. When you hit go live, I'll hit the music button.
Okay, so you have his mic up while you're doing all that, or you gonna turn his mic down?
I have this mic up now.
That's the third time we turned them down this morning.
Huh?
Here, I'm gonna turn it down.
Thing showing there, I need makeup on that thing.
Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, start the music.
He's gotta hit go live.
No.
No?
No, not yet? Okay.
No? Okay. All right.
Let's cut the sheet, and all you have to do is just turn this vocal down, and you can play music with just a couple sheet, you know.
Till he's ready.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Whenever you say
Big
ready.
old thing here on my.
Well, you know the back of it is he's on there.
You got it.
YouTube is like
Is it
this.
smooth in?
But no one's on the YouTube channel. I can edit. Yeah, I'll edit that piece out.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Away, away from the noise, alone with you. Away, away to hear your voice and meet with you. Nothing else matters. My one desire is to worship you. I live to worship you. I live to worship you. To worship you, I live. To worship you, I live to worship you. and meet with you, meet with you. It's been a while, but hear my heart cry again. To worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. Oh, say, to worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. When you have no words left, just say, oh, oh, oh,
Volume up. Turn the volume up. Let's turn the volume up and let's all say it together. Let's turn the volume up and let's all say it together. Let's get it just a little higher. Let's all say it together. When you have no words to say, you say this.
Jesus.
Come on, that's it. That's it. That's it. It's your time to worship the Lord right here.
Just the voices sing it
Just
out.
the voices sing. All of you all across America, across the world, sing it. Oh, hallelujah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Oh,
Hallelujah. I feel the presence of the Lord here today. Hallelujah, hallelujah. That was your opportunity right there to enter into the presence of the Holy of Holies. This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity so that you can have that moment alone with your Creator. Oh my God. I don't know about you, but the presence of the Lord is so strong here in this studio today. And I know it's because you were worshiping there and we were all in one mind and one accord, and we were all in agreement that we're put here for a purpose, and that is to worship the Lord Jesus Christ. We want to take this opportunity and welcome each and every one of you here today. I would like to welcome all of you that's on Periscope, Online Media Campus, Android TV, Roku app, Amazon Fire, Cross TV, Facebook, and YouTube. We're so glad that you are with us today. All the Facebook family, you're incredible. Periscope family, all of those of you that's connected to Android TV, Roku, we are just so pleased that we can all be together here and worship the Lord and to have something that will be encouraging and lift us up today. My name is Michael Chitwood, and I am your potential church pastor. And as you know, we've been searching now for a pastor for Potential Church for quite some time. And so just as soon as you find someone, I'll be stepping aside, because I'm not a pastor. I'm not an apostle. I'm not a prophet or a certified bishop. I'm just someone that loves the Lord with all of my heart, and I do want to be obedient to God. That's most important to me. You can take a lot of things, but the one thing I'm going to always do my very best to do, and that is to be totally obedient and in the will of God. In fact, I can't think of a time in my life that I've been out of the will of God. I've always done what God has instructed me to do. And so we're glad that you're with us today. God bless all of you that's on Periscope, and we see a lot of you that's joined by Facebook and Roku and Amazon Fire, Cross TV, and we just appreciate you so much. I want to speak to you today about something that will make you happy, something that will give you the joy of the Lord. You know, the Bible says that the joy of the Lord is your strength. So therefore, I want to speak to you today about the possibility believer. What is a possibility believer? Does anyone know? Can anyone even take a guess and type it on the comment section of your screen there across the whole world now? We're now live in every part of the world is now viewing this broadcast today. Potential Church, Potential Connectors, we're glad that you're with us today. Thank you very much for being with us. Does anybody really know what a possibility believer is? Exploring possibilities within your life. How much has God put in you that he wants you to get out and to share with someone? So the question would be today is, what are you going to believe today? If you hear the truth, will you choose to believe the truth? What are you willing to believe and execute upon today? The great possibilities that's within your life. I want to speak to you about something. Before I do, I'd like to give you a statement. There was a quote by Sam Irwin, and it's important that you understand this, because a lot of people will tell you these type of things. And as you know, we've got 6 or 7 cameras here for Facebook. They're not really cameras, but Facebook and Periscope, and then all of these, so I'm having to kind of move around to these cameras. So if I'm not looking at you for a few minutes, please note that I'm looking at somebody else, but I'll get back to you. Here's what he says. See if you ever have heard anything like this. Nothing is so embarrassing as watching someone do something that you said couldn't be done. There's nothing more embarrassing than you telling a friend or telling a relative, now you can't do that. And then all of a sudden, what you said that she or he couldn't do, they have accomplished, and it kind of makes you look like a big fool if the truth be known. I want to talk to you today about people who embrace possibility believing. You have to be a believer to believe in possibility believing. Are you capable of accomplishing a task that God gives to you? Can you believe in it enough that you can do it? I personally know, and I've seen firsthand, that there's many of you out there, thousands of you out there that's been right here at the ICCM World Theater, and I know the possibilities that's inside of you. I know the potential that's inside of you. That's why we call this Potential Church Connectors, because we want you to connect to the power, connect to the potential. I believe with all of my heart that you're capable of looking at the impossible and just slashing off that I am. Impossible. Just knock off the I am And when you knock off the I am, that means it becomes possible. I don't believe that you have any impossible situations in your life today that cannot be turned around to something that's possible. I believe with all of my heart that you have the potential to be a possibility believer. When you believe that you can do something difficult, you will succeed. And you know what happens? You know what I found? When you do something that's difficult, that others say that you can't do, it automatically starts opening doors for you in your life. If I sit here in this studio here, our ICCM radio studio, our ICCM television studio, here at the ICCM World Renowned Theater, you understand today that you can have a door open because of what you took this success upon you to do. I believe with all of my heart that there's a lot of people that will tell you things that you can't do. But your job today as a possibility believer is to take that and to underwrite that in your own thought process, bringing that to the top of your life so that you can allow God to move through you and to do something for you. The confidence that you find in that has a huge impact upon your life forever. When you make that first initial step, I'm talking to somebody right now that you feel like you're just a little bit down and out today. You feel like that you can't see the top for looking so far down at the bottom. I'm telling you today that when you make that first huge impact, that you're going to see your life starting to change. You will become a possibility believer. I believe that you want to be. Anybody really want to be a possibility believer today? Anybody want to be a possibility believer where that you take the first step and you have a direct impact that's directly related to what you're doing? It's an unparalleled influence that you have. See, I believe that you have so much potential inside of you. I believe that you have so much potential that God put something in you that's so different, so rare, so uncommon, that all you have to do is believe that you are a possibility believer. I believe when you open yourself up to possibility greatness, you open yourself up to all kinds of possibility greatness that just continues. See, it's all about one word today, and I wish you'd type this on the screen, all of you, Facebook, Periscope, Amazon, Cross TV, YouTube, everywhere. Type this on the screen right now. It's called momentum. My God, I feel the power of the living God in this studio today. Listen to me carefully. Once you get that first step and once you can see that possibility greatness inside of you, it leads you over into a huge impact field where that momentum is going to take over in your life. I hope that you're typing the word momentum. Oh, I can see it now. I can see you typing the word momentum on that screen today. And once you step into that, you're going to find out that it's going to totally change your life. Number two, the possibility greatness draws opportunities and people to you. Have you ever noticed that people love to be around? I'm not saying this for any bragging reason, but have you ever noticed how that people just love to be around me? They love to be around me because I show them that I believe in them. I show them and I let them see what the success is so that they can have a dream that's in front of them today. I believe today that you have the opportunity to draw people to you because you've executed on your possibility believing, which creates possibility greatness. Oh my God, I feel the power. Can somebody just type on the screen today, possibility greatness? Can you do that for me? Possibility greatness. I see possibility greatness in Jeff, in Melody, and Susan. See, I can see things in you that you may not be able to see in yourself. We had 1,025 millionaires that we've made successfully over the last few years. Many of you were right here at the theater in March of 2016 when millionaires were being taught and being created. And many of them moved into the millionaire status, not all of them, but every one of them had the exact same potential. You know, there was one difference that separated those people that were successful and making it a success versus those that didn't quite make it a success. You know what that was? was? It was only the word factor. You have to understand that nothing is going to come as a free lunch these days. Nothing's going to come to you today as free. Who's going to give you something free except maybe here at Potential Church and Celebration Church? People who think big attract people to them. People who think big attract people to them. If you want to achieve big things, you need to become a possibility believer. If you want to attract people to you, listen, Timmy Gay, Debbie Booth, all of you that are connected, Violetta, all of you that are connected to this entire family network of 6.5 billion people worldwide, you're connected to a family network that wants to do something great. Charlie Austin, Patricia Moore, Spencer, all of you are wanting to improve your life. It's not that we're trying to put something before God. It's that we're trying to improve our life so we can do more for God. We don't think that money should be before God, do we? But we also believe that when we acquire these things, that we're able to do more for God. Number 3 is possibility believers increases others' possibilities. The one thing that I always want you to remember about this entire Chitwood family network of 6.5 million people worldwide on all of our social media networks is one thing, is that we believe that everybody's going to get wealthy. We believe that everybody is going to be a millionaire. Not just some, not just a few, but we believe today that everybody has the possibility greatness, the possibility believing so that they can accomplish anything. In fact, in my favorite book, it says in Ephesians 3:20 that exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you can ask or think. Now, I don't know about you, but I believe when he says all that you can think or all that you can ask, that's strictly limited upon you. So the question that would be before you today as a possibility believer and as a possibility greatness and as a possibility potential thinker, the question would be is how big can you think? How big can you ask? I believe that you can ask big. Number 4, possibility greatness allows you to dream big dreams. Anybody a big dreamer out there? If you're a big dreamer, type that on the screen right now. I'm a big dreamer. I want to just see if you're brave enough and bold enough to type on that screen right now in front of the whole world. 6.5 million people will see it when you type it. It's a confession. I am a big dreamer. I am. There it is right there. I love it. Clifton there. Susan. I am Mary Albert, Jenny Lee. Listen, all of you there, Rose, all of you, you are a big dreamer. And dreamers have a different lifestyle than most people because you're living over here in this phenomenal phase. You're living here almost in a phase that most people would look at you and say that, look, you're just a nut because you're believing something that will never come true. And that's the reason why that I read to you this morning, nothing is so embarrassing as watching someone do something that they said couldn't be done. Nothing is more embarrassing to anyone that says that you can't do it and then you wind up doing it. It shows that they weren't really into what. Number 4, the possibility greatness allows you to do this, and you must realize this, that you will never become great. You will never become a great person until you face something great. I can give you an example of that, and that's David in the Bible. You know, nobody even knew David's name. He was taking care of the sheep and all them things out there he's taking care of and practiced a little slingshot, hitting a bird here, hitting a bird there, and so forth, maybe a wolf now and then. But the main thing about David is David became famous, and all you could hear chatting all the way through the hillsides and the riversides and everywhere over there was David, David, David. Well, David never became great until he faced something great. I want to tell you today, when you face something great, you become a mega dreamer. And when you become a mega dreamer, guess what happens? That means that your dreaming goes to a whole new level. I question you today, and I ask you this question today, and that is, are you ready for mega dreaming life? Are you ready for a mega dreaming life? A mega dreaming life is going to do something bigger, and you go to a whole new different level. You're not going to be able to think like those below you are thinking because you've moved to mega. Can somebody type on the screen right now, I am a mega dreamer. I am a mega dreamer. I believe no matter what your profession, that your possibility greatness has to be broadened and your horizons have to expand. You cannot remain the same today that you were 1 year ago. I believe that everybody would agree with me on that. You cannot be the same today as you were a year ago. That's why that I want you to type on there, I am a mega dreamer. You don't hear that word often, but that's our mega dreamer. We have a mega millionaire group that's headed up by Debbie Booth. It's all of our social media network, the mega millionaire group. Many of you probably should become a part of that, because if you see their work on Facebook, you'll see that many of them now are being approached by big companies wanting them to do a lot of their creative work for Facebook and for Periscope and for things of that nature. So you have to become a mega dreamer. That I believe that when you think positive and you move forward like that, you embrace the possibility greatness. See, you have to embrace the possibility greatness in you. You have to embrace the possibility thinking in you. That's why that you are a mega dreamer, a mega thinker. You are a mega intelligent person today. And I believe that you have everything that it takes to rise to the top. Listen, the next item is possibility to believe and makes it possible for you to rise above average. Let me ask you a question. Do you really think in your heart right now, and this is not something that I want you to answer in a faith realm, but do you really believe with all of your heart that you are able to rise above average? Now, there's a lot of people that's average, Deborah Neal. There's a lot of people that's average, and Spencer and Violetta, and people that's putting on the screen, Patricia Moore. It have to understand that according to God's eyes, you are not average. In fact, he never created anybody to be average. What he did is he created for you to have the opportunity to rise above average and to rise up to the level that you expect and want to be. And he said, it's how big can you think, and how big can you dream, and how big can you ask? Would you agree with me today that the biggest challenge that we have worldwide, with all of the Christians that's in the world worldwide, would you agree with me today that I think that one of the biggest challenges that we have is that the Christians especially think too small? I've seen Christians think too small. There's Pastor Terry Engelwright from Cadillac, Michigan, Cal Bowl. You think too small, because God wants you to be a big thinker. He doesn't want you to think average, because they thought that solving the problem was possible. Every time they removed the label of impossible from a task, you raise the potential from average to off the charts. Let me say that one more time. Every time that you're solving the problem that was impossible, which then turns into possible, every time that you remove the label of impossible, every time that you remove the label of impossible, you know what happens? You raise yourself from potential. You raise the potential from average to off the charts. Next item, possibility believing gives you energy. That's the reason why that I love to be around winners and positive people and people that's always putting out energy. You know why? Because there's something about people that have energy. You know, there's something about people that want to get on that momentum wagon, and that momentum wagon with the energy and the thoughts and the potential and the possibility greatness that's inside of you, it just explodes, and it does something for you and in you like never before. We know that all things are possible. We know that because that's been given to us. But we also know that you just can't say it, that you have to do it. And I think that that's sometimes the biggest problem that we have, my brothers and sisters today, all across the world today, right now, all across the world, wherever they can understand this. You must understand today that it's more to it than just running around saying, with your head in the cloud, being so spiritual minded, you're really no earthly good, but just saying all things are possible. All things are possible. You just run around all day long saying all things are possible. Yes, they are, all things are possible, but God wants you to do something about it. You can't just keep saying it. You can't just keep saying it. You have to do something about it. Can you agree with me on that? I know that the prospects of you losing is very slim once you achieve this possibility greatness and possibility believing. And that's the main thing today, that even though all things are possible if you believe, you have to have the possibility believing spirit. Has anybody got the possibility believing spirit today? I don't know about you, but it seems like with your comments today and so forth that I can concur with you all across the world, 6.5 billion people today watching this broadcast. I can concur with you that you are a possibility believer. There's no question in my mind that but your comments, you're telling me by your comments all over now. They're coming up so quick I can't even, the phones are ringing. I can't even keep up with all this, but I know one thing for sure. By the comments that you're posting on this screen here, that you have great possibilities and you are a possibility believer. You are a possibility believer. You are a possibility believer. You have great possibilities. The next item is possibility believing keeps you from giving up. As long as you can believe, let me tell you today, my brother and my sister, there will never be an opportunity for you to throw in the towel, so to speak. There'll never be an opportunity for you to give up. There will never be an opportunity for you to give in, and there certainly will never be an opportunity for you to give up. You should never give up. You should never quit. You should never give in. You should never throw the towel in. You may know that sometimes in the boxing world, sometimes when the referee's not going to call the fight, they're doing a lot different these days than they used to do. But before they call the ring man over there, the manager would take the towel when he saw his fighter had no chance to come back, and he would throw the towel into the ring. Or sometimes in the war, they would hold up a white cloth on the end of their gun. And you understand that when you hold up the white cloth, so to speak, that you're a sign that you're through, that you're giving in, that you're giving up. Let me submit to you today. Let me submit this to you today, that no matter what you're doing, no matter how dim it may seem sometimes, no matter how discouraged you may get sometimes, I'm telling you now, don't you ever give in. Don't you ever give up. Don't you ever quit, and don't you ever throw in the towel. Above all possibility believing, they believe that you will succeed. They believe that you can succeed. The winners in life think constantly in terms of these terms. And here's what I want you to remember and get them on the screen quickly. There's 3 things that I never want you to forget about possibility believing. 1, I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. I'd like you to get that on the screen quick. I want you to make that positive confession right now. I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. I declare to you today by the Spirit of the living God right now, I'm talking to you, sir. I'm talking to you, ma'am, right over here, that you do have the ability to I am, I can, and I will. I believe with all of my heart, if you can keep that possibility attitude inside of you, which creates possibility believing, creates possibility greatness, you can always say, I am, I can, and I will. And that's the reason why that if you got the latest book here, Who's Holding On to Your Money, you'll find that there was 10 2-letter words in that book. I hope you can get these down pretty quickly, and that is, if it is to be, it is up to me. If it is to be, it is up to me. Those 10 2-letter words right there will allow you to take on the attitude of this. I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. And I believe in you so much. And I believe in you that you have possibility believing in you, possibility greatness in you. Oh my God, possibility thinking in you. And when you have all of that, then you can step into a phenomenal arena that says, I am, I can, and I will. I am, I can, and I will. And the things I want you to understand about losing people that are losers, they always, on the other hand, concentrate their every waking thought of the day. They concentrate on this. I have done it, or what I have done in the past. I have done it, or what they can't do. They always are talking about things that's on the negative side. I spoke about this in our leadership class yesterday. And by the way, I appreciate all of you that's moving to Chattanooga. We got about 6 more beautiful people that's moving into the Chattanooga area so that they can connect with this. And by the way, I have a special announcement to make in just a minute about IEA, but I want to finish this real quickly, and that is that possibility believing keeps you from giving up. See, as long as you have 2 or 3 that's believing with you, There's no way that that person should ever let you give up. In fact, I'm playing a clip today at Celebration Church because I got pulled the number this week to bring the message this week at Celebration Church. And I'm going to be talking and playing a clip today from a famous real story movie called Rudy. How many of you remember the movie called Rudy? Does anybody remember that? If you do, type yes on the screen real quick. Rudy. It's a movie where that he's only, oh my goodness, he's just a lightweight. I mean, he was short. He had nothing in him, but he's trying to play for the great University of Notre Dame. And many of you know that Rudy was somebody that wanted to do it, but he had to have somebody to really give him a good talking to. Sometimes you know what you need, and I say this respectfully to you, not to be disrespectful and not to plant any discord in your thought process, but some of you just need a real good talking to. I know sometimes my father, when he was mentoring me, who was my best friend, my coach, my mother and father, my father had to give me a good talk. He said, here, come, son, sit down right here beside me. Sit right here. And he'd have to give me a good talking to. You know what I mean? Somebody just put on the screen that there. Sometimes they have to give you a good kick in the behind. You know what I mean? So he said, son, sit down here. I want to give you a good talking to. I want to talk to you a little bit. And buddy, when he did, it wasn't the kind of talk. It wasn't the kind of talk that you was expecting. When he says, here, come, son. I want you to sit down right here beside me now. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. And then he started off really nice. And so, but when he wound up and said, listen, it's time for you to get out there and get the job done. He said, we're tired of fooling around. We're tired of playing around. Get out there and get the job done. Well, that's what they did for Rudy. They said, get out there. Make this final tackle. Let's win this game so that we can honor you and those that have persevered so that they would not give up. And that's the reason why that he could say, I am, I can, and I will. Some of you today, you need to plant that on your refrigerator. Take down some of those scriptures that you've got that's been there for years, that's never really done you any good, and type these words up. But I am, I can, and I will. Oh, I don't know about you, but I feel God right now. Michael Jacobs, Laura, but I am, I can, and I will. I am, I can, I will. Ethel Smith, Pamela Gaddis, Debbie Booth, all of these great people that's typing on this screen right now. There's the prophet right there. Look, there's the prophet. I am, I can, I will. And I believe that once you enter into that, you'll find out that you'll take away the fact that, well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Have you ever heard people that say that shoulda, coulda, woulda? I don't see any hearts going up this morning. I don't even see many comments going up this morning, but I need some hearts going up on these screens today. Give me some hearts over here. That heart means that you're agreeing with what I'm saying, that you have possibility thinking. You have possibility greatness inside of you. I'm telling you now, Bessie E. Moore Williams, that you can, that you are, and that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. I'm telling you that. Belinda, Patricia Moore, I'm telling you now, by the power of the living God, that you can do anything that you set your mind to. And there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is your mindset. We've been very fortunate to make 1,025 millionaires. These are certified millionaires that had to give us a certified financial statement, not just somebody that runs around saying, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. No, you have to prove it by a certified audit. Let me tell you something right now. When those people started, they were absolutely nowhere in accomplishing what they even determined to be mild for their life. They were way below average. Here's what it took. Listen to me carefully as I close today, please. Here's what it took. It took one thing. You know what it took? It took somebody that believed in them. It took somebody that knew that there was possibility, greatness in them. Oh, my God, I can see it now, even though you're not here with me. And I want to tell you, this is one-on-one for you today. This is a one-on-one. I'm talking just to you today. I want you to listen carefully. I'm talking just to you today. That if these great people could do what they did in such a short time to change their life around, how in the world do you think that it's not possible for you? It is possible for you. The man that Mayweather was fighting last night, they said just a few years ago, he was drawing food stamps and on welfare. And last night his paycheck, because he persevered and he put in what needed to be put in and did what he needed to do, His paycheck was $100 million. So are you willing to go into the arena? Are you willing to get into the arena of life that's got four sides to it? Are you willing to spread the ropes and jump into the arena like they did last night? Are you ready to get it on and say, hey, we've talked about it long enough? That's what they said last night. One predicted they'd knock him out in the second round, and one predicted they'd knock him out in the fourth round. And they said just before the fight into their respective rooms, they said, we've talked about it long enough now. What they're saying is we promoted it long enough for you to buy a ticket and watch it on pay-per-view last night. We've talked about it long enough. He said, now it's time to get it on. Some of you need to get around that talking so much about you can do this and you can do that. You need to get it on. Spread the ropes. Climb into the ring. And let's get it on. And what are we getting it on with? We're getting it on because we know that we have possibility thinking in us, possibility believing in us, possibility greatness in us, which will produce three important statements. I am, I can, I will. Oh, I love those words. I hope that you will follow my instructions today and print those words out and put those somewhere where that you can see them. You need to see every day, I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. Pamela Gaddis, there it is. I am, I can, I will. Meredith, I am, I can, I will. Donna, I am. Laura, I am. All of you that are typing that on the screens all across the world right now, I believe with all of my heart that God is looking down at you right now and saying, hey, he's thinking big, she's thinking big, she's asking big, he's asking big. Everybody is doing something. When you climb into that ring, that's your first step of momentum. If you'd have never climbed into that ring, you'd have never had the opportunity to change your life. Now you have changed your life. You've changed your life. I am, I can. I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. I believe with all of my heart that you have that power to do that. You say, well, how do you know that I have that power? I've never even met you, would be what you would be saying right now. How do you believe in me so much? One thing, I believe in you because this book right here I'm holding in my hand, it says that you can do all things. All things are possible to him that believeth. My question to you this morning, do you really believe? When you hear the truth, will you choose to believe the truth? Are you going to be great someday? If you are, you're going to have to come up against something great someday. You have the possibility, greatness inside of you. All you have to do is to become a possibility believer. And once you become a possibility believer, and you can just see, I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, but inside of me, I'm smiling. There's Elizabeth. I'm smiling so much on the inside of me. Phyllis, I'm smiling on the inside of me so much, which is bringing such a smile to my face. Because I know if 1,025 people could take their life from the back row to the front row and change it from broke and poverty to millionaire status in just a short time, that you can too. You have possibility greatness. And possibility greatness comes from possibility believing. I'm asking you today, if you've had any negative thinking, that you can't do it. If you've had people to tell you that you can't do it. Oh my God, I feel that strong right now. Some of you've had people to tell you that you just can't do it. Have you had anybody to tell you that? Family, people at work say, look, you will never make it. You just can't do it. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not sharp enough. You don't dress right. They will always tell you, your friends, your family will always tell you, you will never make it. Don't you leave that job that's got that good insurance benefit. And that reminds me of Enron that closed, and the people went to work on a Monday morning and the doors were padlocked. They lost the 401ks. They lost everything that they had. They trusted in Enron more than they trusted in their abilities and in God. I ask you today to become a possibility believer, and what that means today. And I'm so excited about it. I feel the energy. The energy in this room is just exploding all over everybody right now. But what I believe is this. What I believe is this: once you become a possibility believer, you're going to see that your entire life is going to change like never before. You are a possibility believer. And that's what makes you able to say, I am, I can, and I will. I am, I can, and I will. Those three statements are probably the most important statements that you could ever write down or say. There's Meredith. And by the way, we have a whole team here today. Meredith Medley, Cammie Chitwood, Patricia Hilton, Jeffrey C., Keegan Chitwood just came in, and Roma Hamby here. And we all put this together for you. We've been here since 5 o'clock this morning doing this for you so that we could let you know that you have great possibility inside of you. Do you believe that today? Do you really, really believe it? Or is it just words coming out of your mouth? Is it something that is engraved in your heart? Is it something that's burned inside of you that I am a believer of possibility, greatness? I am, I can, I will. I hope that somebody's getting that today. I hope that somebody's getting that today. I can't leave it right quite yet because there's somebody out there that somebody has told you that you'd never amount to a hill of beans. Somebody told you that you'd never be able to make it. Somebody told you not to try that business. Somebody told you not to open that business or to do this or to do that. And what's happened, that's left a negative thought burned in your mind. And when those negative thoughts get burned in your mind, it's very difficult to get them out. But I'm telling you today, by the power of the living God, that you are a possibility believer. Mary Albert, Patricia Moore, Debbie Booth. I'm reading them off of Periscope. Those of you, listen, Rose, those of you that believe. There's Terry Glantz right there. Thank you, Jesus. We can do nothing without him because we know that according to Hebrews that he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Don't you refuse to open that business because somebody told you. There's Ruthie Adams right there, Violetta, California. Listen, somebody that gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, West Coast time, to see this thing at 8 o'clock. Listen, that shows me that she's a possibility believer. There's Glenda. There's Debbie Booth again. Look, all of these has come. There's Pastor Terry Shuttlesworth from up in Norfolk. He is a possibility believer. Pastors a great church up there. But these are people that all come together with one mind and one accord because we're possibility believers. And when you are a possibility believer, you can say, I am, I can, and I will. That's at anything in life. If you've been called into the ministry, I submit to you today that you can do it. If you've been called to be an evangelist or a prophet or do something great for the kingdom of God, I submit to you today by the power of the living God right now that you can. And as long as you believe. One of the most powerful words in the Bible is the word hope and believe. Believe. I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. Have you got that down? You've got to have that down. There's Teresa Ray. There's Kyle Bowl. There's $1 Million Mama. I am. I can. $1 Million Mama, I agree with you right now. In fact, those of you that start putting it up on this network right here, I'm going to come into agreement. There's Deborah Neal. I agree. Patricia Moore, Violetta. I agree. Ruthie Adams. I agree. I agree that you can, that you will, that you. I believe. I believe. Oh. I believe that all things are possible. You won't find one thing. When you get into the ring and you spread those ropes and you're getting ready to make your entrance into the arena of life, spread the ropes like they did last night. Jump into that ring. Don't you let anybody throw the towel in on you. Don't you let anybody make you quit. Don't you let anybody tell you to give up. My God, listen, as long as you've got God on your side, you should. The Bible says in Romans chapter 8, verse 31, if God be for me, I am. I am. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up. I feel that strong. And if somebody's told you that you'd never make it, I'm here to declare to you now before God, man, and the living God in the heavens, that there's nothing impossible in your life. Take that dream and run with it. Take that dream and run with that dream. God is for you. Never, never give up. I am, I can, I will. I hope that you'll remember those words the rest of your life. I am, I can, I will. God gave those especially to me for this morning's program. I will, I am, I can. Doesn't make any difference what order you put them in. There's Ethel, there's Donna Norcos. Listen, we believe that all of us can be successful. There's David Clark right there. David Clark. I believe it. I believe it. I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to move on. And those of you that's been told something negative, I'm telling you now, cast down that imagination that comes against this book. Because this book says that you can do it. This book says that all things are possible. This book says if you can only believe. Oh, I got to get out here, get into the ring, spread the ropes. Somebody put on there, spread the ropes. Spread the ropes. Spread the ropes. Oh, my God, I like that. That should be the next book right there. Spread those ropes. Spread them out. And when you spread the ropes, what that's a sign of is that you're ready to get into the ring. And you're ready to go after it. Stop talking about it. Let's go after what can make your life better so that you can be more of a blessing to those around you and to your church and to God and to your minister. Spread the ropes. Spread those ropes. My God, I feel the power of the living God. I hope that this has blessed you today. I know that I delivered to you today what God told me to deliver to you. That's possibility believing. Possibility believing creates possibility greatness. Possibility greatness allows you to go into the attitude of I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. And don't forget about those 10 two-letter little words. If it is to be, it is up to me. I pray that this blessed you today. I am, I can, I will. Don't ever forget those words. I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. And when you get all that, it makes you happy. You get happy, happy, happy. I don't know about you, but we need some happiness going around in this life. God bless each and every one of you today. Thank you for being with us and being a part of this broadcast. Let me make just a few quick announcements. I can't make them all because I'm way over my time here. God has taken us on this broadcast to a whole new level that I never even dreamed. I never even dreamed that it would move this way today. But we always want to be obedient to God. Donna Thompson, there it is right there. Yeah, she's had it. Yeah, I see it, Donna. I see it. I knew there's some, and there's others out there. That's why I'm hesitating. I can't leave yet. I'm over time. I'm way over time. I'm 12 minutes over time right now. But I'm telling you now, those that you've been taught, those that you've been told that you can't do it, you'll never be successful, that you'll never rise to the top, that you'll never be above average. Oh my God, I feel that. I feel that so strong in my spirit. You've been told that you'll never rise above average. Never rise above average. In fact, many of you have told that you'll always be below average. God, help us today. God, help us today. I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to move on with the program. Hallelujah. Father, we thank you today for the word that you gave to me to deliver to your children across this universe. Thank you. I thank you that I am, I can, I will, because you said I could. You told me to ask big and to think big. You told me if it is to be, it is up to me. You told me that you'd never do anything for me that I could do for myself. So, Father, I'm spreading the ropes. I'm jumping into the ring. And I'm getting ready to take back everything that the devil has stolen from me and from my family, my Chitwood family worldwide right now. Michael Jacobs, I'm expecting you to get to Chattanooga quickly. We need you here. I need you here. Oh, God. Jenny Lee mentioned a couple of things. I can't read all of these. I don't have time. I've got to go. We have now brought to you the greatest program that's ever been introduced on the face of the earth. And I would strongly recommend that you participate in it. It's called IEEA. We'll give it to you, look it up. I don't have time to go into it. Just go to www.ieea.tv. Thank you, Patricia Moore. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you very much. It's IEEA.tv. IEEA.tv. Thank you, Brother Kyle. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate all of you that participate and put up good comments. Thank you very much. As you know, I'm not a preacher. I was assigned this by the family, all of the family, 6.5 million people, and I'm working hard at being a kind of like a halfway pastor to you here on Potential Church. Thank you for joining us today, Potential Church, because we know that you have potential. There's great possibilities in you. There's great possibilities. There's great possibilities in you. Great possibilities in you. I can't say that enough. I can't get off of that yet. There's great possibilities in you. This academy that God has instructed us to do, as you know, everything that we do, we try to do it at cost or below cost. You see what it's worth to you. This is 3 quarters, which is 12 credit hours. It's 9 weeks per quarter. It begins on Monday night, October the 9th, at 7 o'clock for 90 minutes. If you miss the broadcast, the teaching, then you can go replay it. And it's not a spiritual thing. It's teaching on business and finance, entrepreneurship, grants, and all of those things. And anybody across the world can take it and get the certification. We're the only ones that have the ability to issue that to you. I hope that you'll take it. It's only $49 for 9 weeks. That includes your books, your examination scoring, and your administration registrar fees and things like that. It's all included. $49. Can somebody put on the screen $49? $49. Now, would you agree with me to take 13 hours of teaching and education on business, finance, grants, and things like that? It'll deal with more subjects, business law and things like that. It's $49. Now, here's our challenge. You can come live here to the theater, which is filling up pretty quick, by the way. We're only going to take 200 here live at the theater, and we're going to take 200 live online. So you can take it online. You can take it on your boat. You can take it in your car. You can take it in your bed. You can take it any place you can get it. And you can take these courses online. Somebody type online, live online. Somebody type live online, live online. And what is the price per quarter? $49. I think that you would have to agree, including your books, including your examination and administration to score it. I think that you'd do that. Now, we have something that's different than anybody else. Nobody else has this. I've had this for years, and I've had it approved by universities across the United States. And that is, I give you an entrepreneur profile so I can see really where you should be. An entrepreneurial profile. Somebody type that on the screen, entrepreneurial profile, where that we can give you that. It's not like an exam, but and then we compare that in 8 weeks to see your improvement of the entrepreneurial profile. It's all included. These are certified courses, and I want you to take these courses. I want you to sign up and join up. The last snake oil, there it is right there. We knew we'd finally get somebody to put up snake oil. There he goes right there. So let's get rid of Mr. Snake Oil because, you know, $49, he must be on food stamps. $49, and you can be a part of the first quarter. It starts October the 9th. Now, the last date for the early registration fee is September the 20th. After September the 20th, it goes to $85. Okay? The reason we have to know how many is coming so we can have the expansion of the data use and the TV stuff and all that that's involved. So I ask you to get signed up today. Go to now. You don't need to call. You can go to. You can call, but not today, tomorrow. You can go to IEEA.tv. IEEA.tv. That stands for International Entrepreneur Empowerment Academy. You need this certification if you're going to get into those big grants. And by the way, we've got some big women-owned business. And what I'm going to do this week, I haven't taught this in a while. This week I'm going to do a grant mini conference online this week on Periscope. Just on Periscope. And I'm going to do that on Periscope this week just to give you a taste about the things that you need to get. By the way, Tim D's found an entrepreneur grant for $244,000. So they're out there if you do your work. Okay, so let me know if you want to join that. And you can go to www.IEEA.tv. IEEA.tv. You need to get signed up now. I'm telling you. The rest of these things I'm not going to have time to do, but I would like to give you an opportunity. If you would like to sow into Potential Church or ICCM, you know, we're the only organization in the world that allows young people from 13 to 19 to learn to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ. We had them on stage this year. How many of you saw those young people on stage this year preaching the gospel? By the way, I thought that I'd ask y'all to get me a board of these young people in here so I could show these pictures. I've asked for that. So if you would just take that on yourself to get pictures and put them on a board yourself, I'd appreciate it. I've asked for that for months now, and I can't seem to get it. So if somebody could just do that for me, we'll get Roma to do it. She's normally dependable. We'll get her to do it. I'll show you these students. I'll show you some of these students. And my question to you would be is, how could we say no to a young person that's asking us to help them to preach the gospel? How could we say no? I can't say no. And we need your help for sponsorship. So if you would sow a seed to help us sponsor these young students. They're young students. How many saw them preaching on stage this year at the World Conference here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, just a few weeks ago in August? How many saw the young people? Just type yes on the screen if you saw that. And I'm only doing that so that those that didn't get to come, look, there's yes, Gaddis, Norquist. In fact, Donna Norquist is in charge of IPAL. She's in charge of IPAL. Many of you saw Rose. Many of you saw Violetta. Many of you saw those that was Ann Hume was here. Many of you, Patricia Moore, many of you saw them preaching on stage, 13 and 14 years of age. They say they've been called by God to preach. And listen, if you think that we need less preachers in the world, just look around. The world is not getting any better, in case you haven't noticed lately. It's not getting any better. I would pray that you would think and pray about sowing a seed into ICCM. No one gets a salary from this organization. Those that's connected to this organization, we don't take any salary from Potential Church, Celebration Church. We ask for you to sow a seed today. Would you do that today? Would you do that? Jason Avancini, my dear friend. I love Jason Avancini right there. He was ordained right here at ICCM. He's the greatest. Daddy's John Avancini, my best friend. I want you to sow a seed today to sponsor an IPAL student. After all, somebody gave you a chance. Somebody gave Billy Graham a chance and paid his tuition, his Bible school fee. Charles Stanley, R.W. Shambach. If we'd have never had anybody to pay their Bible school fee, then we may not have had a Billy Graham or Shambach or Charles Stanley. I pray that you will pray about sowing a seed into ICCMworldwide.org. ICCMworldwide.org. Would you pray about it? Would you just pray about it? I don't want to tell these young people no. I can't say no. The rest of these are going to have to wait because I'm way over time today. Remember, I am, I can, I will. I am, I can, I will. Possibility, believing. Possibility, believing. I pray that you'll have an incredible week. And if you'll set your mind right, you're going to be happy, happy, happy all week long. This is Michael Chitwood on Facebook. I'll see you guys later. I love you. Talk to you later. God bless you. I'll be with you this week. Join me on Periscope for the grant teaching. Facebook, I'm going to say goodbye right now. The rest of you remain on live just a minute. But Facebook, God bless you. I love you. Praying for you. Sow that seed in ICCMworldwide.org. iccmworldwide.org to help our young IPAW students. God bless you, Facebook. I'll see you later.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space with the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness